What is up guys, I hope everyone is doing well. In today's video I am going to give you my full review of the iPhone XS Max. I have been using this now for around 2 months, so I definitely know all the little ins and outs that I want to try and get over to you guys. Just bear in mind that this is pretty much identical to the iPhone XS, just obviously a little bit larger, so everything I say here probably carries on over to that. So one thing just before we get started, if you're already on the iPhone X, you've probably heard this said by every single YouTuber out there. It's probably not worth the upgrade unless you get a really good trade-in deal from your carrier, etc. I mean, it does have some better qualities, but nothing that I would say warrants you spending so much money. So with that said, let's jump into it. So when it comes to colour, I obviously opted for the black variant as I am super boring and I felt I definitely couldn't pull off that new gold colour. But I really like it, especially those dark stainless steel sides, which strangely enough I find to be a lot more grippy on the XS Max than the 10. As expected, the build quality is top notch. No pun intended. But seriously, I really love holding this phone. It feels really nice in the hand. You may have noticed that there have been a few drop tests done on YouTube comparing this to the iPhone X, and it has shown that the XS Max is a lot more durable. Obviously, I am not going to put that to the test as I cannot afford to be buying an iPhone XS Max if it does break. And I am not brave enough to rock this naked. As you know, I always use cases, and the cases that I have opted for the XS Max are the Nomad Carbon, and I am pairing that with the Whitestone Dome Glass. This is a killer combo, and if you want to check it out, I will leave the links down below in the description. So as I mentioned at the start, there's not really a lot that has changed from a design standpoint, as this is an S upgrade and somewhat incremental. But there are a few things worth noting, like the speaker grills. If we take a closer look, you will now notice that they have added an extra antenna band, thus making these asymmetrical and triggering my OCD. And although this is a small detail, I do find it quite annoying and off-putting, especially when Apple are usually meticulous when it comes to the small details. Let me know what you think about it down below. I know this isn't a huge deal, but it's definitely worth noting. Another change that may excite those of you who like to live dangerously is that the XS Max is now IP68 rated instead of IP67. So if you like to take a bath with your iPhone and wash it or whatever, I guess you're good. And one last thing worth noting is that Apple have finally brought fast charging to the iPhone.
Oh, you lied to me.
Kind of. While I say they have brought fast charging to it, you will have to pay a premium, as they don't include the accessories to do this in the box, which I think is absolutely ridiculous considering the price of this phone. Honestly, fast charging is awesome, and if you want to go ahead and do this, you will have to buy your own fast charger and Apple's own USB-C to Lightning cable, as sadly third-party cables will not work. So this is going to cost you a bit of a premium. In my opinion, if you're someone who likes to charge your phone up quickly and you're always on the move, it's definitely worth the investment, but the fact that Apple hasn't included this is pretty frustrating. With that said, if you don't care for fast charging, we of course again have wireless charging, which if you have been around here for a while will know I absolutely love and utilise on a daily basis. So moving on to the front, and definitely my favourite part of the iPhone XS Max is this practically bezel-less 6.5 inch OLED display. Honestly, I cannot fault it at all. The colours are punchy, it's sharp, blacks are super deep, and I absolutely love consuming content on this on a daily basis. Yes, we do have that notch, but at this point I have practically forgotten it's there. But inside the notch we of course have all the sensors for Face ID, and honestly it's blazing fast, super secure, and definitely my favourite option for unlocking a smartphone. I would take this version of Face ID over any fingerprint sensor. I said it. Let me know what you think about that down below. So what's it like using such a large smartphone on a daily basis? Well, surprisingly enough, the XS Max is smaller than other competitors like the Note 9 and Pixel 3 XL due to being mostly display based, and I have zero trouble using it with one hand, but this is of course due to the fact that I have enabled reachability. The fact that Apple doesn't let me arrange my icons as I wish is definitely frustrating, and stretching away up to that top row with one hand is near impossible for me, but reachability makes this so much easier although it's far from perfect. While I'm now used to iOS and the lack of customization, I have to admit I really wish they would just get over this ancient layout and bring something new to the table. As you guys know, I love a super simple and clean setup where I only need to display apps that I use every single day. And honestly, don't get me started on the fact that you have to leave the camera app to access the camera settings and how notifications are displayed. iOS definitely needs a refresh, and I think if they did refresh it, it would just breathe new life into it. Moving on from there though, no one can fault how well Apple optimised their handsets. The XS Max is blazing fast and handles everything you can throw at it with ease. Apps open up super quick, multitasking is second to none, and with that large screen, gaming on it is an absolute pleasure and something I have really come to enjoy, especially with those dual firing speakers at the front that I must say sound pretty good. But as you know, I always wear headphones while consuming content and gaming, and that's pretty much because I don't want to annoy my wife and I really enjoy the immersiveness of wearing headphones. But one thing worth noting is that Apple no longer includes that Lightning to 3.5mm adapter in the box.
God damn! Thanks, noob. This guy gets it.
So if you want to go ahead and use headphones, you will pretty much have to go ahead and buy one or embrace the wireless life like I have done myself. And honestly, the wireless life isn't that bad. So this wouldn't be an iPhone review without talking about the cameras, and this is something I always like to check out when a new iPhone drops. The cameras have been slightly upgraded from the iPhone 10 with slightly larger sensors, albeit still 12 megapixels, but the results are great on both the front and rear cameras, and honestly, I would say this is one of my favourite smartphone cameras to utilise. Apple now has Smart HDR on by default, which I don't know why they didn't before, and honestly it makes a world of difference to the results. Colours, dynamic range and sharpness are all on point, and you'd be hard pushed to take a bad photograph of this, even in low light, albeit this is nowhere near as good in low light as the Mate 20 Pro or Pixel, but it definitely gets the job done. Portrait mode is also really good, and obviously after you have taken a picture you can adjust the aperture, much like we have seen on Samsung devices previously, and if you dial this in just right, the outcome looks great. 4K video is also awesome and probably one of the best that you will find on any smartphone. And another little extra that Apple has added into the video recording is stereo audio recording. So if you're a keen smartphone videographer, then this is definitely the phone for you. The results are really good. So while I do have some complaints about the iPhone XS Max, this is a phone that I will continue to carry with me on a daily basis, paired up with my Apple Watch Series 4, as it just makes my life so much easier. It's very reliable and it just gets the job done every time. I definitely want to see iOS overhauled, as it has become a little bit stale for me, and probably the reason why every time a jailbreak releases I jump on it straight away. I just want to be able to customize it and make things a little bit easier for myself. For those of you who are wondering about battery life, I'm a heavy user and I make it through the full day with around 10 to 15% left at the end of the day before I drop it on my wireless charger. So it's definitely an all day phone. So that pretty much rounds it up, guys. If you have any questions about the iPhone XS Max, let me know down below and I will definitely get back to you. Do I recommend you buy it? If you have anything apart from an iPhone 10, then I would definitely suggest you jump on it. It's a great device, camera's amazing, it's super fast, it's premium build quality, everything about it's pretty awesome, and at this point, to be honest, there's a load of top tier smartphones that are in the same ridiculous price bracket. If you want to be a budget baller, then obviously you can go for something like the OnePlus 6T, etc. So as always guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be dropping an iPhone XS Max best accessories video, so definitely stay tuned for that. As always, stay safe, be kind to each other, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.